Let's start off with Scott's Miracle Grow. They their earnings were not as bad as people thought, which gaze up. Okay, so here you go. You see the squeeze, been squeeze, and pow, some power, right? So, look, we've been kind of talking about this for quite some time. Scott's Miracle Grow. I'm kind of wishing that I bet on this, right? I went on Moderna and got just hammered. But because we had been in Scott's Miracle Grow, I think it was like right here, thinking that we'd continue to go from there. And then I wanted to stay away from the earnings, which was, it was just a toss of the dice. So it's not like I can be like, oh, I wish, but I wish, right? Where I see right here, so we broke out of this high right here. This is we were having a whole bunch of struggles to break above that. We're finally above that, kind of convincingly. We got we kind of came back off of area where it made sense to come off of that 50% of a larger trend. Let's see what that is. That's right here. So we're looking at the downward trajectory from here, from when basically when we started the downfall, right? So we're at the 50% mark of that. Since it's the downfall, it really wouldn't matter. We're really looking. So you see how it crossed us a little bit. Boom, it crossed a little bit. So now, if you are a bear, the probability that it's going to continuously be bearish had just dropped significantly because of this break, right? Now, obviously, I'm looking more bullish than bearish. And as long as it holds this 62, 77, and this very big teal line, then I am bullish. I think I'm already in this from last week, but just kind of putting it out there for you guys. Echo Lab, looking great. Looking great. Poised to break out of the 231.36. If we break out of that, then target would be 248, which is, it seems like it's really far, but then when you think this is a $230 stock, and look at the breakout. So this breakout will be a massive breakout. Let's go. We can't go any further. This is a year. Let's do weeks. Yeah, so bear in mind this high was 621 of 20, or I'm sorry, 61 of 20. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I knew that didn't look right. So, and again, what we're talking about kind of this last week is the squeeze. It looks like we are building our momentum to the north, and boom. If we break out of this, we're looking for some massive movement, I would say, because it's had quite some time, and a breakout to 248 to even 270 is in the mix. So Echo Lab, I've really enjoyed this. This goes back on the list for 2 weeks in a row. As in, we can get more in a different strike price. ECL. I like it. Let's go back to the daily just so I don't forget. Lundell Basel. Not really. You see how this is it went fired short this time. I could see this bouncing from here up to the 91, or we might even have some trouble right here at the 94. It's just not really something I'm like 100% like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to have to pass on Lundell Basel. DuPont, it was either DuPont or Dow that I seen something that was doing great. Yeah, it was DuPont. They did not beat. That's probably why I didn't jump right in. However, I kind of like this price movement. I'd like it better if we can get above this 80.45 and hold it, then with the next target of probably being this 50 right here of a larger trend to 83 up to the 86. But I gotta see this. I gotta see more conviction with this, as in above this 80.45 line before I really want to pounce on it. Now we missed, and part of that's because you missed the major move. The major move was back here at the 70, right? You know, we had made our way that it was going to go down, hit our target, hit our downside targets, and we've been discussing that it looks like it could be poised for an upward trajectory, but then earnings was there, and we were very correct. It took off. It's just at the moment it's a little expensive for me. Dow Chemicals, we are in a squeeze right here, a pretty long, nasty squeeze. How we do on earnings? Okay, we beat on earnings. I really wouldn't be gung-ho about this, but the simple fact we beat on earnings, as long as we do not cross this 57.34, then I'd have to be a buyer. It does give me a lot of, I am very quite interested in this because we are in a squeeze and we have been getting battered down. So if it would be any time for us to kind of maybe even retest this 61, basically this one right here. The high was 61.17. If we can get that 61.17, that's still 3 points away. So that's not that horrible. I can't say it reaches the list though. Sorry about that. BASY. I almost don't even want to talk about this. But hey, look at that. This would, if I were to buy this at any given time, I'd buy it right here. Look below and fail. Rio Tinto is just continuously on its nasty free fall. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't even talk about it. We'll see. Hopefully next week we can talk about it. But yeah, path of least resistance 51 or 58.51. IP International Paper. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, it looks like we're on our way down. We're hitting our targets perfectly. Next target would be 47.93. A target after that would be 45.58. Mosaic. Yes, this should be a way for us to get back in. We've had a nasty dive. And how did we do on earnings? I've been kind of waiting for Mosaic to do this too. Well, we did not beat. We faltered pretty bad. Well, that's not good. I wanted back in, but they did not beat on earnings. They did have a nice, massive amount of volume, like 3 times the amount of, well, I mean, just 4 times the normal amount of volume, almost double the volume on earnings day. Yeah, we're going to have to put it on the list with the asterisk. As in, with the asterisk with the question mark. Because I'm not really quite sure. I don't like how they did not beat on earnings. And the influx of volume makes it very interesting. Sherwin-Williams has been doing its thing. Well, for the last 4 days. I do like this poised to break out to new highs. I really do. Is this week? I'm not sure. This is not the place I'd really want to get it. I'd want to have it find some footing and then get it. But we do put it on the list. SHW as yeah, we'll put it on the list.